Hold to the rod, the iron rod. Oh, hi, friend. Oh, my heck. Okay, we have to talk about something a teensy-weensy, a little bit scary today, but it's going to be okay, because we are going to talk about this from within our safety bubble, okay? All right, I'm going to say the word, and it's going to scare you, but it's going to be okay, because in a few minutes, it's going to be over, and you can go back to using your free agency, okay? All right, so, anti-Mormonism. I know, I'm sorry. It's very scary, but we can do it. We are strong people. We are as the armies. Okay, it's going to be okay. Deep breaths. Okay, all right. We acknowledge it is true that a lot of people are leaving the church. Bad people have always left the church. This isn't new, but more people are leaving now than have left in a very long time. And you might be thinking, what's going on? It won't happen to you, okay? These people are saying that they're leaving for good and honest and genuine reasons, and they're not. You can't. There aren't good reasons to leave the perfect church, and it is ours is. And we are so grateful to be members, okay? And they weren't. They got lost, and it's sad. We need to talk about and understand why these people left, okay? We know why, and so do you. They left because they sinned. They sinned. They did something terrible. And they're miserable, and they're gnashing their teeth, and they're so unhappy. And they might not admit to these sins. They might adamantly insist that they didn't make them, but we know that they did, okay? And we know that you won't, and so it won't happen to you. They do not have as much faith as we do, okay? They don't. They can't, obviously, because we know we have enough faith and we would never leave, okay? But they don't. They didn't plant their seed so it would grow. Planting it will grow. They didn't water their plant. No, the seed dried up. Oh, no. It's very sad. They just didn't. They might say that they had faith, but we know that they didn't. And if they did, then they gave it up. They got rid of it, okay? Because we know that we tell ourselves, okay, we have faith. We know our faith is unshakable, and it cannot be shaken, and we will never leave the church, okay? Because people that leave the church, they don't think that. They never thought that, okay? They've always thought in the back of their mind, oh yeah, of course my faith could be shaken, and of course I could leave the church. But I think I'll devote myself to it anyway, okay? It's true. That's how it happens. It doesn't make sense, but it never makes sense. Their reasons never make sense. No one has ever had a sensible reason for leaving our church. Okay, they haven't. There aren't. Now, there are some people right now out on the internet, oh, scary, that are saying, let's create groups, and let's create discussions and dialogues, and safe spaces, oh, devil spaces. They want to talk to us, okay? Us! They want to talk to us! My goodness. We would be so generous to talk to them. It's just, there's nothing to talk about. There's not, okay? They want to get with us and explain why they left the church. We don't need to know. We know why they left, so nice try. We cannot be blinded by their lies, okay? And they are lies. They're just bad. We are not the blind ones. They are. We can see everything, okay, in this space, and that's all you need to know. Hold to the rod. It's a narrow rod, okay? Don't look outside. Just go forward. Not sideways, not backwards. Yay! It's just, they want to do this, and we can't. We just can't. We can't do it. These people, they're going to say all of these things to you to try to pull at your heartstrings. They're your family, after all. And they're going to say, we just miss you, and we want to talk to you, and we just want to explain why we left in good conscience. Please, just listen to us. Don't do it. Don't listen to them. Whatever they have to say is a lie. It's not true. They won't admit that they're not going to admit that they were weak or that they're sinning or whatever. No, it can't happen. They can't do it. They want to tell you about how they were lied to. Do we lie to you? No. Oh my gosh. I know we don't, but they think that we do. Okay, because we've locked up a lot of our history and we don't want to. It can be scary. Okay, and very misleading. Not our history. It's just the way we present it. Of course not. It's just, it can be misleading when you read things with a certain. Okay, let's just talk about how we defend ourselves. Okay, against these people, because they're going to say that. They're going to say that we lied. Just don't think about things. Okay, when you have questions, just don't think about them. That's what they did. They had these questions and they thought, I'm really confused. I need to know the answer to this. My whole salvation depends on this, and this just doesn't make sense. That was a poor decision. It was a very bad decision, because look what's happened to them. Oh, they're miserable. So don't do that. They are going to tell you that they had faith. They had faith just like you. We had faith. We believed exactly as you believe. Obviously they didn't, because they're out of the church and we are in the church. So of course they didn't. And they're going to say that they weren't looking for negative things. They weren't sifting through anti-Mormon literature. They weren't searching for something miserable. Of course they were. But they're going to say that they weren't. And they're going to say that they were just stumbled upon it outright. And that when they confronted their family and their friends and their religious leaders, because they were genuinely concerned and worried about them, they're going to say that they were dismissed and treated as if they were the plague, which they are, and just ignored and told to just focus on something else. And they're going to say, but no, it was my faith, and I was so confused, and I just needed help, and when I turned for help, I was just treated so poorly. It's not true. It's not true. We treat people awesome. We are awesome people. well. Do you treat people mean? No. Well, then don't listen to them, because if you listen to them, then you're admitting that you're a bad person, and you're not. You're a good person. You're a very good person, and they're not. Okay, and so just don't think about how it would feel to be in their shoes. That would be dangerous. That would be bad. You don't empathize with the devil. That would be horrible. Don't do it. Okay, because these people, it's just, they're not right. And if you ever feel uncomfortable or feel guilty or worried at all about, like, I miss my family, just don't. It's going to be okay. Just think about something else. Think about flowers and happy and Jesus, okay? They're going to say that we are not a Christ-like people, and we are. We're the Lord's church, so of course we are. We're good people, okay? So just avoid it, okay? It's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. And then they're bad. They're unhappy, and they want you to be as unhappy as they are. We do not shun people, however, okay? Remember, we don't know that practice. But we can't, okay. The reason we're not going to come out and say, guys, stop shunning your family members that leave. Stop, like, treat them as your own. Listen to them. You don't have to, okay? They left. It was their choice to leave. You can't leave and then say, be nice to us. That's ridiculous. And of course we're nice to everyone. We just need you to do whatever you have to do to maintain your faith. Do it. So if that means shunning, just give it a different name, okay? Call it something else, and just, whatever. It doesn't matter. Just do it. Just don't let your faith be shaken, because this is more important. You know your church is more important than everything else. Have we not spent your whole life telling you this? Okay, so it's true. I mean, it's just, that's the way it is. Don't listen to them when they say these things, because they aren't reasonable. They're not reasonable, and they're going to say that it is, and they're going to say they had faith, but they didn't. And they're going to say, we just don't just don't listen. Just don't listen. Just don't listen. And it's just not there, okay? Just stare at them and say, you left the church, and it's very sad, and make them your projects. I mean, a nice project, but make them your projects and bring them back. And if they don't want to, it's because they're bad, okay? And think about how awful they are. They say these horrible anti-Mormon things about our church. Anti-Mormon being anything that puts us in a negative light, because we can't be in a negative light, because we have the good light. We have Jesus and the prophets, and they don't. They don't have it anymore. They're going to say that, oh, my faith is so much stronger now. I believe in God. I'm a good person. They're not. They don't have faith. God hates them, and they're not good people. They might pretend that they are, but they're not. It's all a lie, okay? Unlike, it's not a lie that we put on happy faces for the rest of the world. Oh, hi, I'm a Mormon. We are happy, okay? So when they do it, it's not true. It's not genuine, and you know that. Oh, goodness. So just don't listen. Just do whatever you have to do. It won't happen to you, guys. It won't. You're going to be okay. You're going to survive, and everything's going to be all right, and sacrifices are worth making. Heavenly Father gave up a third of his children in the pre-existence, so why not, you can do it too. The Lord needs you to do things. He needs you to sacrifice. He needs you to sacrifice for the church. And it's going to be okay, and you're going to be happy. Okay? So, that's it. And last thing, just stay off the interwebs. Oh, there are dangerous things there. Just keep commenting when you're confronted with discussions where you have to acknowledge what's being said. Just bear your testimony, okay? That's what we do. Just bear your testimony, and if they don't understand and they dismiss it, it's because they don't have the Spirit anymore. They've lost it. Okay? So it's going to be okay. Everything's going to be awesome, okay? We're done. It's over. Oh, we survived. And our faith is stronger than ever, okay? So it's going to be okay. All right. Sighing, huh?